That's right. You're on a new connection, huh?
No, I ended up hardwiring everything. So.
Yeah, but it's not the same line coming into the house that you were on before.
No, it's actually it's a better line from what I can tell. I mean, not a better line, but it's just better.
This here fiber coming into this house has orange shielding on it. It's better, I tell you.
Yeah, it's not true. But I don't have fiber, which also not good. Not great.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to rub that in.
Yeah, just keep rubbing it in, you son of a bitch. You are something else.
I mean, can you believe it? You're in New England, like the oldest part of the country. I'm out here in the middle of the sticks, and I got a fiber that ends 150 feet from my house at that point.
And I am 150 feet from the Verizon office. So, but the Verizon office is across the street from my house.
Really?
Yep, no fiber though. Checked a couple times. And as you well know, they've stopped. They're not doing it. They ran out of money or ideas or whatever the fuck they did. All right, ready to kick this pig?
They just want to do 5G with everything. What'd you say?
You ready to
go? Hold on a second. Let me at least pull the first one up and read it. Just see what we're talking about here.
Nice, Free. Nice.
It's such a shame you can't see what finger I'm holding up.
Enhance.
Did you hear the sound effect?
No, I did not.
Really? Shit. And already we got problems. You're lying. You heard it.
No,
it's such a shame you can't see what finger I'm holding up.
I hate you so much.
I heard that one.
Of course you did.
Hold on a second. Now I know which room all the heat in the house goes into.
I've been really trying,
Well, I thought you were undressing.
Yeah, that'd take a while.
Oh my gosh, that thing is... All right, let's get started because I can't wait for this shit. Do I want to shut off the lights? Yeah, I kind of do.
Tease here.
The light behind me is too bright.
Yeah, is it too bright in here?
No, that's fine. I was too bright over here.
Ooh.
Nah, it's too dark.
But it emphasizes the Q-tip.
It does. Accentuates the Q-tip. All right. In 5, 4, 3, 2.
It's time for BGFG.
Gonads are useful for their purpose, but they are no substitute for brains.
All right, here we go.
I have to say, well done. Great. Well done. Well played, my adversary. Well played.
Fenix isn't gay, but if he was, he'd pick Fremont.
Oh, yeah, he'd be living down there with you in the bunker, man. Woo!
Once you go free, you always do the Z.
Like one day I'm not going to Duncan, and you could get a controller, a new Xbox, possibly even a cord.
And now, the two guys that took 2 years to fix their audio problems.
Welcome to BGFG episode 355. I'm your host, Chris Fenix, and joining me, as always, my brother from another mother, Mr. Fremo Z.
I wish it was as always, but we are trying to make it more often.
Yeah, but, I mean, some of us keep getting hurt.
Oh, what'd you do this time?
I didn't do shit. It wasn't me, jackass. It was you.
There it is.
Yeah, that was a pretty disgusting picture that you sent me. I'll tell you that right now.
Oh yeah, yeah. The just in case anybody else has ever been wondering whether a boning knife can actually make it to the bone. I have answered that question for the universe, so no one else has to.
That bandage on your hand is significant. It's like a boxing glove. It's really big.
Yeah, and it's super uncomfortable. Like all my fingers are. There's a hard piece on the bottom, man, and they've got all this packing around the fingers, and so I literally can't. I mean, I can't even like wiggle my fingers that much.
Oh wow, that's like
So
in
my
there.
hand, oh yeah, the whole thing's cramped up. It's hurting. It's in pain.
That's your left hand, which is nice because you're right-handed.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm ambidextrous, so.
Oh, I see what you did there. I see. So, anything interesting this week, my friend?
For those of
Besides
you who
your
don't know
hand.
what that means, it means I need two hands.
Oh, that's bullshit.
Bullshit.
So, anything exciting this week?
Well, I mean, I had surgery. That's always fun.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, we're going to put this in your IV now. And then you wake up and you're like, hey.
Oh, yeah. That is the best part right there. They've really nailed that down. Like, they don't even ask you to count anymore. It's just pointless.
No.
It's like, we're going to put this in your IV.
I'm going to put this in your IV now. And then the next thing I know, can we get you anything? Like, well, yeah, some more of that shit.
Here's some more of that shit.
Whatever you just put in my IV.
Bottle it. I'm taking it home. Why not? Yeah, it's the only thing I can talk about is the weather. How sad is that? Getting old before my time.
I mean,
we had the snowstorm.
It was balmy, like high 50s, low 60s today.
Yeah, it must be nice to live down south. Up north here, we had a snowstorm where we got 2 feet. Then we had an ice storm right after that, which froze everything over, which was awful. Then today it was 50 degrees, 55, I think it topped out at. And now tomorrow's going to snow.
A nice slushy mess.
But no. The ice storm and then the warming up removed everything. So now today was a nice day. It was like spring with a couple of pieces of snow here and there on the big piles. But unfortunately, tomorrow will be snowing again. So my knees are killing me because of that pressure change. All right, let's get into this week's news and we'll kick off the show.
You know, I think I'm going to approach some things differently this year. Like I'm going to just refute barometric pressure. It doesn't exist.
How can you refute it? It's
well,
kind
I mean,
of there.
People can walk around and say that the Earth is flat.
That's true. Those flat earthers wig me out, though.
You
like
know?
I don't.
So barometric pressure is a lie, and I'm no longer going to subject myself to the aches and pains that it causes.
Good. Mind over matter.
Yeah.
The flat earthers and the people that think we're the only people in the universe are the two people that freak me out the most. Everything else I can kind of deal with.
You mean there's other people in the universe?
Yes, there is. Let's go into this week's news.
BGFG
I've never seen any proof.
News. You heard it here third.
So, newest Apple update is going to allow you to put your driver's... Yeah, keep yawning, pal. It's going to allow you to put your driver's license on the device. Now, I know, I believe Android, your favorite one, has had that for a while, haven't they?
Yeah.
Have they? You can put your driver's license on it? But only some states do it. Not every state does it.
Correct.
So currently on the iPhone, you can add an Apple Card, of course. You can add transit cards like a subway or a bus. You can add digital keys to your home car or hotel room. You can add your student ID. You can add your rewards card, boarding passes, event tickets, your vaccination cards. And in 15.4, you're going to be able to add your license to that in certain states. So it's just going to depend on the state that you're in. And I don't know about this. Arizona and Georgia are the first states.
You're supposed to tell me when we're doing flashback episodes.
What do you mean flashback episodes?
About old technology and stuff.
Oh, fuck off. It's not old technology. You're such a douche. It's not. So I think this is great that you can have all of these. Like I have a bunch of rewards cards on my Apple Wallet, and I have Apple Pay that I share with the kids and stuff. But I don't know if I want to be handing my phone to a police officer. You know what I mean? Like how many officers are just gonna sit there and look at your license? They're not.
That's implied consent.
But they're gonna be able to rifle through your phone.
That's what I'm saying. It's implied consent. If you hand them the device, then you're
and it's unlocked.
implying that they can do what they want with it.
Now, if they have a button on the front screen, like on the home screen, the lock screen, that you can hit like the camera or the flashlight, and then add a third one for the license itself, that's something different because then you can't really get past that too much. Kind of like with the camera, you can take a picture with the camera and you can send it, but you can't look at other pictures on the camera roll. So I think that the license part would be smart to do that because as of right now, even if how cool I think it is, I'm not handing a police officer my phone, and neither should you for multiple reasons. Let's put it like this: if that police officer has a problem with you, he can go through your phone and find anything incriminating, if anything at all. If you are doing things that are incriminating, let's say you're still old school and you're buying weed from your friend down the road, and your state's really hard ass on it. Well, now they have a way to look at your phone and see your text messages. And the part that bothers me the most is for females, believe it or not. If you get pulled over, if the police officer thinks, and this is hypothetical, I'm not saying this is going to happen, but odds are it's going to somewhere. Police officer thinks you're a good-looking woman, pulls you over, asks for your license, it's on your phone, hands you your phone. He goes back to the car and he rifles through your pictures and your messages to see what pictures are in your messages. I mean, look at Jerry. What?
I mean, it's possible.
It's going to happen. Jerry Ryan, 7 of 9 from Star Trek. Remember her? Hottie, wore a skin-tight outfit all the time. She used to joke whenever she'd do interviews about how every single time she was at the TSA, in the early days of TSA especially, every single time she get pulled out of the line and get searched. Every time. Why? Because she's a hot woman that's going through a line, and you're going to take advantage of it. And I think that's wrong. It's just wrong on so many levels. I don't want to let the cop do that. Take it to their cruiser, completely unlocked. And they're supposed to be adding tap to pay on the iPhone. But the way they're doing it is weird, Free. Like, I know Android's had it forever where you can tap each other's phones and exchange. Have you ever done that on your phone?
No.
Because Apple's going to use...
I can, but no.
Right, but Apple's going to use the Stripe system on their back end. And I don't know if I trust other third parties because I just don't. When it comes to money, I don't trust other third parties. And I'm especially not going to trust that friggin' cop that just took my phone to their... I mean, granted, it is an easy way to help or hinder bribing a cop. I'm asking for Free-mo.
Or for him to just decide to pay his electric bill because it's late.
Yeah, so it's just a slippery slope when you start allowing this sort of thing. And I'm not saying that all police officers are bad. I'm not saying that in any way. I'm saying that there is those certain ones out there that have a grudge or have an attitude or have a God complex. And even if you're a police officer, you know the ones in your precinct that have that type of attitude.
We're not saying that any of you guys are bad or good. You're just police officers.
Sure. And the idea of having the tap to pay and everything, I mean... It's not going to be good. It's just not going to be good. All right, moving on. Microsoft. Good old Microsoft.
Yeah, I was glad to see they finally have improved their update times.
I thought you'd appreciate that. Yeah, so according to Microsoft's IT Pro blog, some updates may take up to 2 hours to download and install. 2 fucking hours.
Nah, it's longer than that, isn't it?
Some of them, yeah. So they're saying that a full feature update and then Windows 11 can take you up to 6 hours. I don't see that happening. I really don't. I mean, I deal with that all day. So do you. I'll give you this. This is mostly affecting Windows 10. And I'll give you this. It'd be people that are still on the OS version 1909 or 2004. I would say. Especially if you're the person that doesn't
or even
update.
Further back. I ran across one last week that he was still on 1803.
Oh my gosh.
which is what he was on when COVID started. He literally has not been like into the office apparently ever in the last 2.5 years.
So now those people, and I've got them coming into my job, those people want to update to Windows 11, which we strongly recommend not to. But they're going to bounce from 1909 or 2004 to 21H2 on Windows 11. It's just a long process. I tell my crew right now, I tell them all the time, I said, do not hit the update button on the bench. Just don't. If you do in front of the customer, now you've locked in with the customer. If it's something where you can tell them to go home and do an update, then tell them to do it and show them where to go, but don't start the process. Yeah. Because you always have that fear of when you shut it down or interrupt that process, it bricks something.
Yeah.
And which is funny because I've never had that happen. Have you ever had that happen?
Not to me, but I've had to fix some that have had that happen.
Me too. I've had to fix them, but I've never, I've been looking at my computer and it's like at 34% for longer than I think. So I'll just power cycle it. It comes back up. It picks up at like 44%. It keeps trucking or something. But I get a lot of people at work that come in and they bricked it and it's black screened because they stopped in the middle of an update. I have never seen that happen.
Yeah.
So
if I think it's running too long, I'll give it like another 15, 20 minutes and then I'll, like you said, just power cycle it.
But Microsoft isn't even going to fix it, Free. Microsoft isn't even going to fix it. Instead, they just informed everyone that Windows 11 has smaller downloads.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to Windows 11. I had a guy ream me a new asshole the other day because he went and upgraded to Windows 11 like 4 months ago. And now he's not happy with it because there's certain programs that he needs to use for his new job that don't work on Windows 11. I'm shocked. And then he wants to go back to Windows 10.
I wouldn't go to 11 until they have officially quit everything with 10.
Agreed, which is until 2025. But I'm telling him, I'm like, sir.
And then by then, 90% success rate with migration and third-party software apps that you need to have on 11 working, blah, blah, blah. But you're still going to run into stuff.
I don't think it'll be too much of a problem at that point. Once Windows 10, if you get down to like 2024,
I still literally have some Windows 7 machines at work.
On. Why?
Running third-party software that they have not managed to get to Windows 10 yet.
Yep. That is the problem. And people, I've had to explain that to people I work with. They're like, oh, no, it should be better. No, it's not going to be better than that. It's just simply not. This is the way it goes. You can't get the update proper because the third-party things are slacking. I get auto mechanics in the shop all the time that have an old Chilton's thing that's $8,000 to update. They don't want to update it. They got what they need, and they want to use it. Well, sir, you're going to have to use Windows XP. But can't you upgrade it or make it faster? No, I can't. There is nothing left in this thing that I can do for you. And the Windows 11 thing is just the same. That guy that came to the counter, did it 4 months ago. I'm like, it is hot baked into that motherboard now, buddy. I'm like, we're gonna have to completely either erase the drive or get you a new drive. You have to repurchase Windows 10. I just need a product key. Yeah, I don't have it. Well, on the website it says it's under the computer or it's on a sticker. I'm like, exactly. I said, Microsoft doesn't care about their users. That was a thing with Windows 7 and Windows 8. That's not a thing with Windows 10 or with Windows 11. There's no product key. You have to either call Microsoft or buy yourself one, and I'll install it for you. And he was just all sorts of pissed off. And I was like,
it's a shame you can't see what finger I'm holding up.
Well, I actually had a guy brought me his computer a couple weeks ago, and he's like, I want to take this thing to 11. I said, well, first of all, this ain't going to go to 11. I said, well, I could probably wedge 10 on it, but let's find you something else because this rig's like 10 years old.
Wait, let me pause you for a second. Do you think that's a joke that went around Redmond was, I'm going to take this to 11?
Yeah.
Okay, go on.
Right. But so yeah, I ended up finding him something, and he's like, "Well, this run 11." I said, "Well, I could put 11 on here, but I'm not going to. I'm going to put 10 on here, and when you get home, if you want to upgrade to 11, you go for it. But I'm not recommending 11 to anyone yet."
No, neither are we. It's too dangerous. There's just so many things that don't work right. I'm not saying it's a bad operating system. Raw on a new computer, it's fun. It's got a good look to it, I guess. But the underpins are still Windows 10, so there's no need to upgrade. And all you got to do is create problems. And it's almost always GUI problems, user interface problems for the software that you want to use.
I mean, unless you literally are buying a new system that has that on there, and you're starting from scratch, you're not you're not trying to bring over some older applications, third-party software, stuff like that. Sure, go for it, but
well, it's just when Microsoft just simply does not care about their user base. They just don't, and they will never take a stand on behalf of the user base at all because they're in the back pocket of the government, making all that government contract money. But they're in luck, free. They're in luck because they can now get a replacement spine. The system was developed by Gregor Korten and Jocelyn Block. They're from the Neuro Restore Research Center, and they just completed a 3-year study.
Yeah.
They can modulate the neurons regulating specific muscle groups with a computer. So they run a simulation model to soft leads directly on the spine itself, and it will trigger and make those same algorithm stimulations that the brain does to activate the muscles. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
they probably just borrowed some of that from Boston Dynamics.
Yeah, and now they have to. Yeah, it was going to get turned on one day. You thought it was bad before, where you thought that there was going to be something in the vaccine that that triggered you and turned you on with nanobots. This is way quicker. But unfortunately, you have to run a computer nearby you to make it work. So it hasn't been downsized yet. And as well, you know that you can't get any processors right now. So you're not going to be bursting any seams with that thing by banging that thing out. And you certainly don't want any knockoff processors for that.
Right.
Can you imagine getting knockoff processors out of CPU for that thing? It's just not going right. You start kicking the person next to you. What the hell? I can't stop. Yes, you can. You're a liar. Worst nervous tics ever.
Yeah.
What are you doing? I'm walking.
You just gave me an idea. You absolutely could create a virus called Tourette's for that system.
Oh my gosh, Free. Seriously?
What?
Wouldn't that be hilarious? You call it.
Somebody's probably already working on it.
There's a hack. There's a hack for the software already from a disgruntled employee that allows you to. It's called Tourette's.
Yeah, motherfucker, Tourette's.
It's just
random
actions.
Come in here and treat me like shit during his physical therapy after his spinal implant. Yeah, I got something for you, buddy.
You're watching him cross the parking lot out the window. You just keep hitting buttons. Like,
okay, Mr. Johnson, we just have to hook you up for your diagnostic. Won't take but a second. Have a blessed day.
Oh, that would be great. What's this hack software on here called? Tourette's. And that computer better need to be trimmed down as well, because you don't want to be strapping like an Alienware case to the back of your wheelchair or some shit.
Right.
So you can actually walk, and then it doesn't even stop you walking. You just start walking. You want to walk down to the corner store, but it won't let you stop. You just, next thing you know, you're calling your wife, hey, I'm halfway to Texas. I need some help here. I'm exhausted, but I can't stop walking.
I don't know what's going on.
But don't worry, because MIT is going to have you covered when it comes to the weight of this stuff, which is also cool. Because they just figured out a way to use a new, and I'm going to get this so wrong, I love how Fremo, after 20 years, goes, yeah, he's going to get this wrong.
But go ahead. I want to hear this.
All right. But this isn't even second half shit yet. So I'm not even drinking yet. All right. So it's called polymerization. It's close. It's
okay.
close.
We'll factor in the New England dialect there, and we'll give you that one.
It's a process that MIT created to create a new material. It's as light as plastic and it's as strong as steel, and it can be easily manufactured. I mean, that is pretty badass right there.
Yeah, it is.
I think that's
That
pretty
right there.
cool.
That right there just solved a huge problem with going to electric vehicles.
What do you mean? Oh,
Just the weight to battery ratio.
Yeah.
The lighter and stronger you can make the vehicle, you know, you don't want to go in with some cheap aluminum,
Right.
You know, for your body structure. But if you can do something that's as light as plastic for your chassis,
hell yeah,
and for your body panels and stuff, and you know, still maintain structural integrity,
it's gonna be a hell of a substitute for carbon fiber too.
That's what I'm saying. That's an immediate increase in range without having to do anything with existing battery technology.
Right. 100%. Well, it's about that time of the show, my friend. It's about halfway through, and I got something special for you this week, my buddy.
Oh, no. What is it?
Oh, yeah. I got Leotalica.
Really? Okay.
The track's called You Make Me Sad But True. I can't even say it with a straight face.
All right. I want to see this one, so put it up there.
All right. So this is Leotalica, You Made Me Sad But True. It's a little hot mix. So I figure we throw that at you this week because it's our first show back from all the move and pain and anguish that we've dealt with. So we're going to see how it goes, and we'll catch you on the other side. Hopefully everything will be going smoothly during the break.
Hopefully.
We won't get re-injured or anything. I'll go grab a beer and hopefully not fall down the stairs.
Yeah, I'm actually going to go get my second one. I started early just because of the Q-tip.
Oh, yeah, that Q-tip on the hand must suck. All right, we'll catch you on the other side. Here's Leotalica, You Make Me Sad But True.
Baby, I'm your only true friend now.
You're damn right it's true.
That is
How
good
good was
stuff,
that?
man. That doesn't make you smile and, dance in your
Yep.
chair a little bit. That's
And
just good stuff.
And as we always say, we want you to be enjoying this. I mean, you can watch the video at your leisure. But we want you to drive in your car and listen to this shit, which is what makes it great. So, man, here we are, second half.
Yeah.
I don't even know
You
if I
sound
have
out
the
of breath, man.
I ran.
You need to work on your car. Okay, I know you moved into a bigger place, but it ain't that big.
No, it's not that big, but I do need to work on my cardio, and I'm working on it.
It's not like you had to run the entire time the song was playing to get to the fridge and get back.
No, I didn't. But I am
If it was
enjoying
that
the
big,
light
you'd
beer.
have somebody named Jeeves to retrieve your beer.
I don't make that much money yet. One day, maybe. But I am drinking the light beer. I did not get the bottles this time. I got the small cans because when my hands on it, it looked like I'm like Giant Gonzalez. My hand's so damn big.
You say light beer, you mean Miller Lite?
Yep, Miller Lite, baby.
Well, looky there.
Yep, it is good. Hey, let's fire off the Gadgets sound effect and see if I ever changed it since the move. No, I did not. It's still the Christmas one. Okay, so let's just get into it. Guess what, everybody? You still can't get a GPU. You're just not going to get it. I saw a couple floating around online shopping, ship to store type things. I saw a couple of them here and there, but even then, they were shitty. They were the shitty cards. They're like a 1660, 5600. It was just like, they weren't good ones. I have not seen, I think since they were released, I think I saw one 3090. One. That was
Really?
it. Yep. Everything else I've seen is not. I'm going to throw this out there. I tested an HP Omen gaming computer, which is a shit computer. The airflow in them is absolutely horrible. This one had
for what you're paying for it, it's definitely overpriced.
I ended up with what the hell was it? It was an HP Omen. I believe it was a Ryzen 7. Might have been a Ryzen 9. With a 3060 Ti for a card. And on Heaven Benchmark, that thing pulled, on 1080, it pulled a 250 frames. And on 1440, it pulled like 180. That's impressive. I mean, that was really impressive.
Yeah.
Like, I was looking at it like, man, maybe I should buy that. But speaking of all those cards and stuff, Best Buy's in some hot water right now. Of all places. Yes.
No, say it ain't
Complete
so.
hot water. It's totally so. So they offer this program called Total Tech.
I remember you singing its praises.
It's a hell of a plan. For $200 a year, you get unlimited access to Geek Squad, unlimited access to phone support, free 2-day shipping. I bought it as soon as I read it. I'm like, oh my God. Free 2-day shipping on any online purchases. You buy a TV, it's free delivery, free installation. If you buy pretty much any product in the store, it automatically comes with a protection plan on it for 2 years. The protection plans are 2 years, but you have to keep your tech support in order to maintain that 2 years.
Yeah.
Is the only real caveat. And it's a good deal. Now, Best Buy is also, for more or less, the only retailer allowed to sell Founders Editions, which is also a little caveat. And one of the things that's a benefit is the Total Tech members get special deals. I forget the exact way they worded it, but they basically get special deals if you're a member. Now, this is not uncommon, Free. Don't you have any rewards cards at all?
No, I do everything by cash or U.S. Postal Service money order.
I hate you so much.
It's such a shame you can't see what finger I'm holding up.
Such a douche. I know you're flipping me off under that giant fucking Q-tip Band-Aid. I see it. But it's been very hard.
Come on, that was a brilliant answer on the
That
fly.
was good. That was good. Yeah, it was. Gotta give it to you. There you go. So they're calling this a paywall, and I see what they're saying. But any other rewards cards, I don't give a shit if it's your local bodega that you punch in a card, and once you punch 10 holes, you get a free gallon of milk.
Right.
Or if it's a Best Buy with, special deals for things. Shit, T-Mobile sends you emails that you never fucking want and text messages that you don't need about getting special deals on products you never want. Because you signed up for it and hoping that you get one or two special deals. Or you signed up for it because the clerk told you to, because what you were buying right at that moment was already a deal going on. So it's very much like touch and go with how you feel about these rewards programs. But it's been also very hard to stop people with bots from getting these video cards. Like, very hard. Freema, you'll attest to that. It's like, it's so bad that NVIDIA's online store stopped selling 30 series cards because of it. Brick and mortar chains like GameStop, Best Buy, Target, Walmart, all of them started doing ticketing systems. So they get X amount in, they go outside to the people that would hear about it, you get an email. Again, no different. The emails for the ticketed people, the emails didn't go to just Best Buy members, I don't believe. And if they did, it doesn't matter because somebody's going to let it out. But when you release them only online and you have to buy them online through your portal of your company, that's where I think the question comes in for you. And I wanted to know how you stand on that. Because even the lines, the ticketed people for the lines, I get the text message because I'm a member. I tell you over the phone. You tell your boy at work. You're like, oh, shit, yeah. Best Buy's going to be selling on Monday morning, man. You should get in line Sunday night. He does a little Google search, a little Scooby-Dooing, finds out that it's true. You know, now he pays $100 for... Shit, I'd pay $100 for somebody to stand in line. I'll pay them $100 plus breakfast and lunch when they're done. Think about it. You're going to buy a retailed card that's retailing for $1,200. You're going to pay somebody $100, and then breakfast and lunch, that's going to cost you, what, $150, $175? Let's say $200. $200. And you're going to turn around and flip that unit for $2,500. That's insane.
Yeah.
I mean, great for those people that are doing it. And me dishing out $200 is acceptable, but it's still been a problem. So putting it behind a paywall, I think, is a good solution.
Yeah. Stop a majority of it.
But it's
you're still gonna have people that are going through all the steps to get behind that paywall so they can still turn around and sell these things.
I don't have a problem with the selling. You're
never going to stop that.
Right. I don't have a problem with the selling. I do not have a problem with that. If you want to buy something and flip it, that's up to you. But if you make it as a retailer, you make it so that it's not going to be somebody like, there's a guy that lives the next town over from me. I see it on Craigslist all the time. He's always getting into these things. It's obvious he's using a bot, and he gets a minimum of 2, but usually whatever the limit is. So if it's 5 or 6 is the limit you can buy, he'll get them, and he'll show a picture of all 6 of them stacked up. You know, make me an offer or whatever it is.
Right.
And it's like, those are the people you want to stop, I feel, because that's 5 out of the 6. There's 5 that somebody else could have gotten.
Right.
You know, you could wake up with your kid, you know, Trey could call you up or CJ could call me up and just be like, hey, I really want to get this card and I got the money for it. You want to go with me? Or we have a deal about paying half or whatever. Yeah, sure, I'll go with you. Go down to the store, see if they got it. Maybe go to another store in the next town over because they have it. You know what I mean?
Right.
The thrill of the chase, like from when we were kids. But you're not going to even have that opportunity anymore. And these paywalls.
I recently experienced that thrill trying to track down a couple of Oculus 2s.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Nice.
Finally got them.
Good for you. Yeah, one of the kids here has them. One of my sons.
Yeah, we gave one to Fro, and the other one is for all the young adults here at the house.
Sounds like fun. I'm looking forward to trying his if he ever stops playing it. But to be honest, you know, I have the app and they release a lot of things. It's not just video cards. Like the video cards made the big deal, but because they're super high in demand. But for the majority, man, that's a non-issue. Like the Oculus has been released on there. Nintendo Switches were released on there. Certain video games released on there first.
Yeah.
Nobody's bitching about those, though. I think it's just these people that are getting loud because, they've got a build that they have that they still haven't finished because they don't have a video card, and they want to get off their old computer. You know what I mean?
But, and the people wanting to get into Bitcoin.
Don't say it. No, that's bullshit. We got a story coming up later about it, but that's the Bitcoining thing is so overdone. The bit mining, it's so overdone right now.
I understand that, but
Yeah.
you have all these people late to the party that think Bitcoin's like, is we're scared of it for so long, and now they're like, well, maybe this is the thing.
Yeah.
And they think that's the route they have to go, so now they're wanting them.
Oh yeah, just in the past couple of weeks, I've seen people come in and ask me stuff. They'll be like, "Yeah, I've been thinking about doing some mining. So you guys got any video cards?" No, we don't have any video cards. But what are you looking to do? What do you got? Oh, I got a computer I've had in the back of the room for a while. I figured I'd put it to some good use. And I'm thinking to myself immediately, the fact that you think that old ass computer that you had in the back of the room is going to actually get you a Bitcoin. In fact, you probably think that you're about to mint yourself an actual Bitcoin, like a whole coin, when you'll be lucky to get a 16th of a coin right now.
Yeah.
You're not getting a whole coin, buddy. And you're certainly not doing it on the old ass HP 8150 that you got back there. That's just crawling along.
That's actually part of. I don't even know what generation you would say. I guess between us and millennials, somewhere kind of a bleed in between those. This group of people that are now starting to think that they're going to all of a sudden become Bitcoin savvy. It's actually a thing. I mean, I don't
know the name. I know what you're talking about. Oh yeah, there's a bunch of people that I work with that are stuck in that situation right now, where they're like, "Yeah, if you look at my stocks, they go, okay, cash out." Oh, I'm not cashing out yet. Really? Because you invested $5,000 and you have 300 grand in there. I would immediately kick that out. Reinvest 50 grand. Have at it. Like you don't understand money apparently, or you're too young to understand.
Yeah, you need to move some of that to something that has no risk.
Yeah, because let me tell you something. The middle class, which is where you're at, my friend.
When it tanks, it's gone, and you ain't getting it back.
No, and us middle class folk, you're gonna get used to it. That struggle you're feeling right now with like, oh man, I wish I could go out with my friends, but instead I got to pay rent. That doesn't end. In fact, that gets significantly worse.
Yeah, and not only does it get significantly worse, more and more of us are going to be in that boat because more and more people are opting not to work for whatever reason.
Yeah,
which is part of what's driving inflation. So,
well, you also have downsizing. I mean, look at all the acquisitions lately.
Yeah,
Microsoft just bought Activision. That's old news because we haven't been on the air, but and again, you hear to hear third.
Yeah, we got to pull that one out.
Microsoft's buying Activision. If you're a gamer, then you obviously heard about this. But it's insane. $68 billion free. Like, I can't even wrap my mind around $68 billion.
And Activision used to make such good games. Oh, well.
This is the single biggest acquisition in gaming history, and I do believe the biggest that Microsoft has ever made. Tell me what you think of this, because I've been waiting to ask you this.
I mean, there's nothing to say. So long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, good night.
Oh my God, really? You miserable prick.
Activision. Okay, I want you right now. One thing that Microsoft has bought in the last 20 years that was a viable or great potential product that people were excited about or knew well that stuck around for more than a year.
Windows.
No, that they bought, not that they created.
Oh, hey, Bill Gates bought it. He bought it. You know it, and I know it.
That was more than 20 years ago. I said in the last
Fuck.
20 years.
Okay. The VR company. There's a VR company they bought, and they used it for HoloLens. Oh shit! No, they just ended HoloLens. Fuck. Okay, you got me.
Can you think of anything? Now, on the flip side of that, start the list of companies that they bought in the last 20 years.
Hipshot Danger.
That
Nokia.
have just fizzled, died, or just,
I'll tell you the
disappeared into the ether.
I'll tell you the three most depressing right off the top.
Yeah.
The company Danger that made the Hipshot,
Mm-hmm.
which is that phone. Look it up, people. It was the best phone ever created. They should do it again. Oh shit, Hipshot Danger, Nokia. You fucking ruined that, buddy. Just You had the most indestructible phone ever, the most trustworthy brand, probably of all time.
And not only that, but the operating system of Nokia, the potential.
But didn't they switch to Palm? Didn't you and I have this discussion? Didn't they switch to the Palm OS?
Yeah.
Which was just Fremo and I have talked about the Palm OS till it blew in the face. It's probably the best phone operating system we have ever touched, and it was only going to get better. And then the last one I'll say is Red Hat Linux. You destroyed it. It was the absolute best go-to free Linux distribution, and you somehow made it pay for play.
Yeah.
Awful.
I mean, the only thing that they have acquired that is still around in some iteration, and I absolutely hate it.
Yeah.
Is what? Skype. Love Skype.
Oh, no.
But they use Skype to build their Teams app.
Oh, okay. So what do you think of Teams? I just got introduced to it recently.
I hate it.
Okay, good. Because I really fucking hate it. It's awful.
I hate it for so many reasons. The main one being that it's turned into a freaking Facebook.
Yep.
For work. And I recently was asked, sent an email, and they're like, "Oh, well, that was in our Teams chat." And I'm like, the one that's full of memes and personal stuff that I can't find anything in because 1 out of 1,000 entries is actually work related.
Hey, let me ask you 2 questions about that because I know you will know this. Number 1, is it permissions based?
Depends on how you're defining permissions based. The person that sets up the team is control of what can be done. And you can make it to where every team member can do whatever.
Is it?
You can set it up if you have a team for. One of the things we do with it is there's a particular software application that's coming down the pipe. The people that are involved with that, from the development level to the installation to the end user support, are all you'll have members on that team from all those different areas, and the development people can actually put stuff in the directories, that other people can download, and they can check them out, manipulate them, change them. Other people can only just download them. They can't do anything with it.
Okay, so does it work off of Active Directory?
No.
It's not built into there.
It can, but you're better off going through Azure.
Okay. So that's the 2 questions. So again, I just don't understand enough about it, and I really don't like the way it's Facebook related. But let's pull it back and get back to the actual story. Because they did actually, when you think about it, this was smart. And I truly feel it's Microsoft's division of Xbox. The guy that's running it, I can't think of his name. Schiller? Maybe Schiller. Okay. This makes Live Ultimate just a whole nother beast. And I'll explain why. Because right now with Microsoft, and you'll back me on this, with Microsoft purchasing Activision, all you motherfuckers on Steam that are going, I'm not worried, they're waiting for those contracts to come up. And then you're not going to have them on Steam anymore at all.
No, you won't.
They're going to be gone. And this goes for Overwatch and World of Warcraft too. And any other Activision game is going to eventually get pulled off of Steam, which is, it's fine. Steam will still survive. There's a lot of other games and game companies out there.
They will, but here's the sad thing. Microsoft, with the best of intentions, I'm sure, will plan on adding a lot of that stuff to their Game Pass.
Correct. No, what do you mean no? Why are you shaking your head?
Oh, they'll try.
Yeah.
It's Microsoft.
Yeah. Oh, I see. Yeah, they're going to ruin it and break it.
I mean,
or they're going to have some stupid proprietary piece of software that they updated that doesn't run anything else anymore. I hate them. Anyway,
so, yeah, I mean,
there's a couple of good things that are coming out of this acquisition, though. You're going to have Bobby Kotick is going to be gone. I mean, great, he's going to be cackling all the way to the bank, but he's going to be gone, which is good because that's where most of that sexual harassment stuff came from, and he just blind-eyed the whole thing. With him gone, Microsoft's going to start damage control. So
yeah,
that's going to be pretty good. But there's a lot of possibilities out of this. Let's talk about some of the games that they now... So, like, from Bethesda, when they acquired Bethesda, they got Doom, Wolfenstein, Evil Within, Elder Scrolls, Dishonored, Quake, Starfield, Rage, Prey. From Activision, they got Call of Duty.
And how many of those have they actually done anything with?
It doesn't matter. Well, yeah, Doom's been out. Doom's got a new one. Wolfenstein recently. Elder Scrolls recently. Evil Within, I believe,
slapped
really
a new
recently.
face on them, but
Yeah.
they haven't actually produced
Correct.
a new anything
Correct.
with any of those.
Agreed. But they still own them. And you and I both are nostalgia gamers. Right?
Yeah, but good luck getting to them.
Again, they would have to... I know what you're saying, and you're probably right. They're going to break something. But from Activision, they got a shit ton. They got Call of Duty, Crash Bandicoot, Sekiro, Spyro, Tony Hawk, Guitar Hero, Band Hero, DJ Hero, Candy Crush. And then from the Blizzard side of the Activision deal, they got World of Warcraft, Diablo, Overwatch, StarCraft, Hearthstone. That's a lot of fucking IPs. Good IPs. What?
Battlefield, isn't that a...
No. Nope. Well, if it's under the Call of Duty franchise.
No, Battlefield and Call of Duty are competitors from that standpoint.
Yeah, but
I thought
right. I know what you mean.
I thought Blizzard was involved with them somehow. But anyway.
And what people forget about about all these acquisitions and shit, is what Xbox Game Studios already has. Everybody forgets about them. Yeah. They actually have a gaming studio, remember? We laughed at it because it was like they were buying up all these little shits like and good people like Bizarre Creations, RIP, rest in peace. But they bought up all of these and they created Xbox Game Studios. I know. I know. Bizarre Creations, we love you so much. Please come back.
When I brought that whole 20 years of what has Microsoft bought and killed, that one I blocked that one from my memory. Thank you for returning that one. I'm gonna need more beer.
But with Xbox Game Studios, they have Halo, Forza, Gears of War, Fable, Age of Empires, Minecraft, Perfect Dark, Sea of Thieves, and of course Flight Simulator. That's their properties.
Yeah, I know.
This is scary.
And when you sit down and look at the analytics of, well, who have you lost all of your Gears players to? Let's shut them down. By Activision.
Right. They're not going to think about how many of those games. Let's just I'll look at the list that I wrote. I've played Overwatch.
The biggest mistake they made with Gears was trying to turn it into these other games.
No, because they have other
multiplayer and stuff.
It's still what it is.
By doing that.
They need to refocus on it. I agree, but they still have Gears the way Gears should be. They have other Gears, the top-down Gears Tactics. I don't like it, but there's a genre for it, and it's got that theme of Gears of War on it, which is cool. But think about this. The games that they have on your Xbox alone, you always flip-flop games, right? Always. Oh, I can't shoot for shit tonight. We'll go play a racing game. Dude, I can't hit nothing. I'm not hitting any of these corners. This is off. Okay, we can't go play a shooter game. Let's go play Peggle. There's always something that we'll go play. Think about those lists. Oh, I can't drive tonight. I guess I can't play Forza.
Speaking of, did you pay your $4.99 to get Cloning Clyde yet?
I think so. I don't know.
Okay. I mean, it's out there on. They made it backwards compatible, but it's not through Game Pass. You have to actually buy it again.
I wonder if I did. I'll have to check.
Which sucks.
But you're going to flip flop all these games, Halo and Forza, or Halo and Gears, or Forza and Call of Duty. There's so many. Overwatch and World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
There's so many flip-flop games. Oh, what are you going to go play? I'm not giving Microsoft money for Halo anymore. They're trying to screw us with those stupid microtransactions for a stupid outfit. I'm going to go play World of Warcraft.
Right.
I need to download this DLC anyway. You just paid them.
Right. So who do you think is going to buy who? Do you think Microsoft will buy Facebook or Facebook will buy Microsoft? I'm putting that on the table because it's going to have to happen at some point.
I like to think that Sony's going to buy Facebook, and it's only going to be after Meta breaks off TikTok and Instagram. I think Instagram and TikTok are going to merge into one program, or one of these other companies is going to come out with that killer program that merges those two. But eventually, Meta's going to take those away and sell those off. And I think Sony's going to be on the market. Sony and possibly Nintendo for the back end to use on their platform.
Oh, I hope Sony gets Meta because it'll be doomed.
Well, don't worry, because after this whole Microsoft fucking thing happened, Sony said, hold my controller. And turn around and, it was a drunk fucking text too. It was. And here's why it was. Because they just bought Bungie. Okay?
I know.
So for $3.6 billion, and that you're on $68 billion, we spent $3.68. Dude, we didn't pay nothing for this. Right, because you didn't get nothing.
Yeah, Bungie doesn't have rights to any of that anymore.
They got Destiny. That's all you got, Sony, was Destiny. And nobody gives a fuck. That game is so broken. I love Destiny. The first Destiny I thought was awesome. Second Destiny, first year, 6 months to a year, was phenomenal. I tried to get you to play it a bunch of times. But then it just went fucking sideways. I don't know what happened. But that game went sideways quick. And it became microtransactions, and I spent an entire night just chasing down one fucking thing. And then once I do it, I might have to do it again because the random gear that you get for it, you didn't get that one gun that you've been waiting for to get. You know what I mean?
Right.
In gamers' terms, and you would know this as a programmer, the roll was so inconsistent.
Yeah.
On the killing of a boss that you were just like, man, I gotta do this again. You just sometimes do some shit 3 or 4 times a night to get that limited edition assault rifle or whatever. And then they started modding the guns. So now once you do that, you're spending the whole time at the quote unquote tower trying to figure out what mods to put on what gun to make it the most powerful. It's like that's not my idea of gaming. That's my idea of going to work every day.
Exactly. And that's the whole thing I said about the latest version of Forza.
Yeah, it's
a beautiful game. It looks great when you're behind the wheel driving, but good Lord, when am I going to get behind the wheel and drive?
In a track or a race that was worthwhile. It's fun. I will admit there's a couple of uphill ones that are fun. And a couple of definitive like high speed street ones that you can see the curves coming. But outside of that, it's I don't know. I play it once in a while at this point. But
I really did. I tried to give it.
Looks great though.
An honest effort. Oh, it looks gorgeous. It's absolutely phenomenal from that standpoint. But to me, it just turned into. You remember Fuel?
Oh yeah.
We're actually just driving around, not doing anything. You're literally just driving around the countryside, collecting canisters and getting achievements because you drove, 200 miles off road with a 4-wheeler through this one region. and that's basically what I was doing with Forza. I was just getting in a vehicle and just driving around and looking at stuff because
Correct.
actually trying to race and do that part of it was just sucked.
Too annoying. But what was the game that we played back in the day? It was a racing game. We thought it was the second coming. I want to say Driver. And all we ended up doing was end up racing the figure eight grid. Yeah.
Grid.
So much fucking promise.
Yeah.
The only game's worse than that. The only game's worse than that because you were out at the time. But the only games worse than that I have ever experienced in my life, and I will literally buy it for you or find a copy and send it to you, is Street Outlaws. I love the TV show. Well, it's gotten pretty jump the shark now, but before it's a good show. First game was abysmal. Second game, you were like, oh, it's a greater promise. And you see some of the gameplay, you're like, this is badass. This is cool. The game is so bad, Fremo. It's so bad. Literally, the first game was all the Street Outlaws are basically calling in their vocal lines. You could tell the difference. You could tell that somebody was on their cell phone when they called in their lines.
Yeah.
It was really bad, and it was uncontrollable.
Like literally calling it in.
Yeah, literally calling it in, and the gameplay itself was uncontrollable. You could not control it, and I get it. Oh, it's a drag race. This is the way drag races are. No, I get that. I'm saying that you couldn't control these cars. They didn't make sense. There wasn't a throttle that was a analog throttle. It was an on and off throttle. That is the absolute worst thing to do in a racing game. It's just it's not something that's done. So they were like, it uses the trigger. No, you can literally go slow on the trigger and then realize it's on full bore or off, and you can play with that spot right there. So anyway, awful game. I'll hook you up with that. So other than Bungie, Sony got a couple of 1990s Mac operating system games, which as an Apple person, I'm really happy for because I love to be able to buy those again. But they now Bungie did hit big with Oni and Halo, but they sold them all. They sold all those properties to Microsoft.
His 347 or whatever that is has got Halo still, right?
343. 343. I think it's 343. Yep. And it's just it makes me sad. It makes me sad. But what made me happy, as always, and I hate to say this, it's difficult, but Nintendo had their announcement this week as well, or this past week.
Yeah.
Yep. Nintendo Connect, I think it's called. What the hell is it called? Nintendo Direct is what it's called. So Nintendo Direct happened, and that's like their show. Now, you and I have spoken about it before. Neither of us consistently play Nintendo, but we have played Nintendo. I had a Switch. My son borrowed it, never returned it.
Right.
It's what you'd expect from Nintendo. It's very Fisher Price, and everything works. The thing that I like, and I believe you said it as well, that you like about Nintendo is that they're A, the scrappy underdog, and B, they're not Microsoft Xbox. They're not Sony PlayStation. They're Nintendo. They're their own company.
Yeah, absolutely.
They don't have to look at overheads or, the other part of the company or what's this company doing. Let's divert the stuff over to here. They're just Nintendo. And I put a link in the show notes to the list. But their announcement was kind of cool. So there was no Zelda or Metroid.
And they've always had great games. They always will, because that's all they do.
I think I grew out of a lot of these games, but as you'll hear, there's some things that are coming that might make me want to get back in. So there's no mention of a new Zelda or Metroid, which isn't that big of a deal. They could be still working on stuff, which is fine. But they did mention Fire Emblem Warriors. I'm not into that. Advance Wars 1 and 2. No Man's Sky, which is fun. Well, I shouldn't say fun. It's very much something you could play on a long drive or a long flight. Mario Strikers Battle League, which is a 5-on-5 soccer game, which sounds really fun. Mario games are fucking fun. I play them with my kids. They're really fun.
You're not going to get any pushback from me on that, man.
Nope. Splatoon 3. Have you tried any of those Splatoon games yet?
Nah.
Very fun. Very, very fun to play as a family. Front Mission First, which, again, Japanese games make no sense to me. Disney Speedstorm, which is a new IP from it's a Disney Pixar racing game, like a Mario Kart, but with Disney and Pixar's. So that has potential. I'm interested to see what's going to happen with there. And one of the things I was excited for, there's going to be a Switch port, Fremo, of The Force Unleashed.
Really?
Yes, that is a hell of a
That
game.
could be fun.
Yeah. On a portable platform? Hell yeah. I'm really interested. They're also going to have an Assassin's Creed Enzo collection. Enzio. Enzio.
Ezio.
They're gonna have his collection on there as well. Then they're gonna do like a Gundam Battle Alliance, Chrono Cross, which is kind of cool. Chrono Cross was actually not that bad. Chrono Cross Radical Dreamers, it's called. Kirby and the Forgotten Land, because they're gonna have a Kirby game. I was never a fan. Major League Baseball, the show, that's a gimme if you're a sports person. Well, if you like baseball, I should say. MLB, the show, that's gonna be good. Portal Companion, Switch Sports, which is another going to be a big seller. And, of course, Mario Kart Deluxe 8 is going to have some paid DLC. So there's a lot to unpack in there, and I encourage everybody to click on the link in the show notes over at bgfgonline.com, or you can get them right through your source. And you got to love clickbait articles. So during the whole Nintendo announcement thing, I suddenly saw this headline. Bowser sentenced to 40 months in prison. Jeez. That's a headline right there. The type of headline that you click on while there's a Nintendo event going on is what you do there. And the guy's name is, just to put this out there, the guy's name is Gary Bowser. Do you believe that shit? You know what? I'm going to drink to that right there. That's a drinkable name.
Yeah. I mean, that's...
So, do you believe the guy's name is Gary Bowser? Gets in trouble with Nintendo.
That's crazy. In 40 months, video game crimes, it's all just too perfect.
But I
What's
love
the catch?
Look, I get it. He's a member of the hacking group Team Executor, and what they do is they've always found
Gary. I never knew that was his last name.
I forgot all about him. Well, I didn't want you to get him confused with Doug Bowser, the Nintendo America's president, or I didn't want you to get confused with that character from that game with the plumber. I didn't want you to get confused with that either. But I just thought, I mean, I got to be honest. I mean, he did get 40 months in prison for circumventing Twitch security, allowing pirated games. But to be honest, I got nothing else because I just put this in the show just because of the guy's name, Gary Bowser. I'm like, you hacked Nintendo and your last name is Bowser. Dude, what the fuck? She just waited for them to offer you a job.
Right. So there was this one link you sent me during the week. I'm noticing that it didn't make it into the show. What was the reason for that?
I don't know. What was the link? I send you shit all the time. I send a lot of shit.
It was a contender up against Sally.
Oh.
I mean, that's not why you sent me the link, but it was actually that bad. I mean, no, folks, we are not retiring Sally. That girl is the worst song ever. But
no, but
I mean,
let's
we haven't. There hasn't been a serious contender against that in a long time, and this actually was. It was a contender. Yeah. I had to think about it.
Yeah. So let's get to For What It's Worth, because that's where it lives at. And let's and I'll try to look it up and play the actual video, because I didn't grab the video.
Oh, I can send you the link back if you need it.
So early in the month of January, a hacker. Hold on, let me just get through a couple of these. I saved that one for last. Hold on, free. Just get everything ready. I'm going to run through these other two and For What It's Worth real quick.
Okay.
So early in the month of January, one hacker that was disappointed with the U.S.'s responses to North Korea's cyber attack on us took it into his own hands and literally, I love how mainstream media doesn't cover this shit. This dude literally got so pissed off that like the U.S. isn't doing anything. Man, fuck that. Hold my beer. He probably said like, hold my Powerade. And he went and he hacked North Korea and shut them the fuck down for like a week.
Nice.
Yep. I don't know if it was a DDoS or what, but North Korea is notorious for doing this to security professionals, cybersecurity professionals that they hear about. They'll try to hit them up and either buy them out or try to hack them to get secrets. But this guy wasn't hearing it. This is very much like the guy that wears the sunglasses that calls back the scammers, the phone scammers, and gets them for money.
Right.
So, very cool. Second thing, Minnie Mouse. I can't even, oh my God, I always forget these fucking pictures. People that watch the video must fucking hate me. I'm going to actually run through these real quick. There's the Activision ones.
Okay, the one I was
There's
talking about
Bungie
is on
one.
there. I didn't see it a second ago.
There's a Nintendo one. There's a Bowser one. And now we're on North Korea, which is that one. And now we're moving on from North Korea. And here's the new one. So Minnie Mouse. And because this one's more of a visual one for the people that are on the video feed. Minnie Mouse is apparently getting some changes free. Because, it's 2022. I mean, what's wrong with the almost 100-year-old character? Like, 100 fucking years old. This character has not changed. It's a cartoon character. It's a fucking mouse that walks and talks. Okay? You shouldn't overthink this shit, people.
Do we really want to open that can of worms?
Oh, we're going to open that can of worms because she'll now be wearing a pantsuit, which I have on the live stream video, or you guys that are driving in your car right now, when you get a chance, if you're at a red light or when you get to work, just try to remember to pull this shit up. Just look for the image on Google because you're going to be like, what the absolute fuck is the reason for this? But the conversation that Fremo wants to have, and I'm going to bring up.
I mean, I think it's great. Okay, I think it's awesome that she's finally thumbing her nose at the patriarchy. This fictional cartoon character is being empowered. I love it.
That's all you got? That's all you got?
That's all I got. How much hate mail do you think I got with that?
Bullshit.
Unless everybody listening does not understand anything about sarcasm, in which case I won't get any hate mail. They'll be like, "Oh, that Fremo, he's so woke."
No, that's
Bullshit.
That will never happen, my friend. You will never get that. Oh my gosh, no! But what the real story that everybody's missing is fucking Donald Duck. That's what they're missing out on. That dude doesn't even wear pants. He's not even wearing pants. How are you going to complain about Minnie Mouse wearing a dress in 2022? And this is really, on the serious note, this really fucking pisses me off. Like, when I read this, I was really upset. Because, again, I get equality. Fremo and I, if you listen to the show religiously, you know that we are absolute. You deserve rights. You deserve rights.
Yeah. You do you, just don't make you hurt me.
Correct.
And we're all good.
Yeah. You want to have an opinion, you want to get downtown and you want to climb up on a soapbox or a stand or something and voice your opinion, fucking have at it. You stop traffic while I'm trying to get to work, I'm going to be pissed.
Yeah.
So there's ways to protest and make your voice heard, and that's what makes America great. But you're abusing it, and a lot of people are abusing it. I think it really comes down to this. I think
I have to disagree. That's not what makes America great. Trump makes America great.
Oh, shut the
his whole
fuck
slogan.
up. Shut up. The only thing Trump has only got one worry right now. That's all he's going to worry about. But this really got it under my skin because I get equality. I'm all for equality and stuff. This was one of those things that doesn't need to happen. It just doesn't.
Well,
There's
once they started pulling Dr. Seuss and Mr. Potato Head and everything else.
Blazing Saddles. The movie Blazing Saddles was made for satire to prove a point that blacks are prosecuted and wrongly treated. Okay? And it was pulled. Gone with the Wind, an epic classic, timeless. Had to show, because it was a period piece, had to show slavery. Are you going to stop? But you ran The Patriot. No. Free. Wait. Free. But you ran Mel Gibson's The Patriot, didn't you? All summer long. You ran that shit on every fucking station, which showed black slavery.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I don't
And so did
understand
the
it.
color purple.
Right. But I think that's kind of different because that's pro-black. That's I think the problem is that
But that's what I'm trying to say. It's not. Oh wow, you're gonna make me go there.
No, I'm not. I don't want you to go there. I don't, because we don't do this on the show. We can talk about this offline because
I'm gonna try and sum it up like this. We're at a place in our history, present day, where if anything from our past is offensive to anyone, for whatever reason, then it needs to be erased.
Yep.
And
Canceled.
that is not the way to handle it.
Agreed.
Okay. And that's all I'm going to say about it. I'm not taking anyone's side about any issue or anything else. I'm simply saying that erasing history is going to lead to the repetition of those types of events.
Mm-hmm.
You know, with everyone running around today talking about how the Holocaust didn't happen. That's dangerous because you're going to end up with that happening to some other group of people at some point in the future.
Yeah.
Same thing with slavery. You try and take away everything associated with slavery in this country. All you're going to do is end up with some form of slavery for some group of people in the future.
Yeah.
You can't do it. You have to own it. You have to look at the ugliness of the past in its face and say, that was wrong. We could have done better, and we're going to do better starting now. But you can't ignore it. You can't erase it. And you can't change it. And I'm coming down off the soapbox.
So,
and I know that your butthole was so tight through all that because you were just waiting for me to unleash something that was going to get you in trouble.
Yeah, I'm okay with it because this.
I can hear you.
Because
like,
really,
I can hear it sucking air in, man, from here.
I was really well. It was. It's the same lines. It's just sad that it was so dramatically different. But making Minnie Mouse wear a suit, a pantsuit, is not that big of a deal. The fact that you needed to do that is. Because there's other things
not even that you needed to do it. I mean, okay, great. You're revamping the image, but announcing it and doing it in the way that you did.
Yeah. The same thing with when they did Black Santa. Dude, it shouldn't fucking matter. Okay? It's the same thing with Jesus. Jesus is whitewashed. You know, whether you follow the Bible or not is irrelevant. The way is portrayed on TV and pictures and stuff. Jesus is whitewashed. Jesus was from the Middle East.
The dude was Jewish. He was a Jewish dude 2,000 years ago, which means he might have been pushing 5'5". Yeah. He had dark, swarthy skin.
Yep.
Curly hair.
Yep.
Probably a big nose.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
just face the facts. It doesn't change.
He wouldn't have been some like
commanding
slim dude. He would have been stout. I mean, that's just
the way they're built.
Hello.
Norwegians are blonde and tall.
Get mad at me for saying that because that's history.
Oh, that's going to give me some hate mail.
Yeah.
But again, it's like saying Norwegians are tall, blonde, and skinny. Well, yeah, they are. That's just the way it is. Anyway,
go to Williamsburg, Pennsylvania, and look at the preserved early frontier living stuff that they have there. I forget what it's even called. The doorways.
Yeah. Yep.
Anybody our age
nowadays
not gonna fit. is ducking to get under the doors.
Yeah. Yep.
Look at the beds. The beds are barely 5 feet long.
Yep.
Freaking twin beds for kids are longer than that now. There's a reason. It's because we were shorter 200 years ago.
Yep.
Period.
Yeah.
I mean,
dude, you're not getting an argument from me at all. It's just the way things are. But like I said before,
people want to ignore and change history because they just didn't like something about it.
Right.
Well, you know what?
And Minnie Mouse and Mickey Mouse are almost 100 years old. 100 years old. Leave them the way they are. They ain't bothering nobody. Would you go tell Betty White, if she was still alive, to go change her attitude and the way she dresses and color her hair? No. because you respect your elders, which is what you should do. So anyway, I don't want to get off on more of a tangent because that story really made me hot. I want to get into the last story of the night, which is the bread and butter that Fremo and I have been waiting on the entire time.
Bring it back.
I gotta fucking grab that link real quick.
It's actually there,
there's
dude.
the
I
video. I
didn't realize that's what it was.
I gotta see if it comes through. Hold on.
Your tagline for the link was so not what I thought it was.
Yeah.
I say, you know what? I say we don't even explain the story. Just play the video and out.
No, because it matters. So we all know those douche canoes that they can do anything when they have money, especially celebrities or people that have a lot of money. So the government seized $3.6 billion in stolen Bitcoin from Heather Morgan and her husband, Ilya Lichtenstein. I know how much Fremo loves hearing me pronounce shit.
Would you like me to take over this part of the story?
That's up to you. Go ahead.
Well, I'm just saying. I mean, just
go
of these people's names.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. What he said. Continue.
Oh, dude, I almost choked. Oh, that was awful. Yeah. So these two geniuses stole $3.6 billion in Bitcoin.
And it's Ilya Lichtenstein, by the way.
Okay, Liechtenstein. $3.6 billion in Bitcoin, which is like 117,000 Bitcoin. So yeah, people do the math. 3.6 billion only got them 117,000 Bitcoin. Bitcoin's expensive. You're not going to make money in your fucking basement with your old computer.
Yeah.
Back to what I was saying. But the real story behind this is fucking irrelevant. I'm glad they found somebody. Again, I think the blockchain is great, but these Bitcoin people and these NFT people are asshats, and it's money laundering, and they proved it. But what these people do with their money, there's some fucking people that make bad choices. Like when you see those gold-colored or gold-wrapped or chrome-wrapped Ferraris and Lamborghinis and Bentleys, Freeman and I'll be the first ones to tell you that it goes through years and years of investigation and development to even get the colors that you get on some of these classic automobiles like Bentley, like Alfa Romeo, like Aston Martin. They're like really dug into. Ferrari only offers black, yellow, and red, but it's their own unique colors. Like their black is like a deep, deep piano. Their yellow is like a canary yellow, and their red is Ferrari red for a reason. It's red. It's a unique red to Ferrari.
And I could be wrong, but I think they did at one point. I think it was for a couple of years they had a white that they toyed with. But
oh, maybe on the Testarossa?
I think so.
Yeah, I would say about that year. But rich people do stupid shit with their money all the time. But this lady takes the fucking cake. I'm going to play the rap song for you, and I don't even care if we get fucking pulled down on YouTube. It's just fucking worth it. This is called Crocodile of Wall Street.
And the girl, some of the
wait. The girl goes by
because they got handed a stack of cash.
Right.
And
the girl goes by. The girl goes by Razzle Khan. This is a white girl that looks like she's literally the girl. Wait a minute. This girl looks like the girl that just answered the door. If you ever delivered pizza, this is the little broad that opened it up that had like 4 cigarettes. She had that little apartment that you could see with the Rent-A-Center couch, love seat, and chair combo. And she got like 3 kids running around, and all this shit's all around their kitchen and living room, which is only separated by the couch. So this is that type of chick.
Yeah.
Motherfucking crocodile of Wall Street. Silver on my fingers and boots on my feet. Always be a goat, not a goddamn sheep. Email me, fuck your message at the beep. Spirit of a revolutionary, power of a dictator. Love to be contrary, but I'm fly like a gator. I got pilot blood, I'm a real risk taker. Pirate riding the flood, badass money maker. Grandmother crocodile, weirder than an X-File. Brief fire, ship silver, so sexy when I slither. Sparkle on my little finger, hell of a razzle ear to ear. Poised to throw a zinger, playing on their worst fear. Russell Khan, the Versace better win. Come real far, but don't know where I'm heading. Motherfucking crocodile.
can't.
Email me. Fuck your message at the beep.
I can't. Because I can't. I can't. This thing's like 4 minutes long, dude. That was 1:27. I can't do any longer than that. It's just awful. I implore you, if you like that or you want to see more of that torture, go to the website, click on our show notes, and in the bottom, the link to the actual video is there. And like Freeman was saying, the people that are with her, they obviously... Yeah.
You can tell they're like sitting there like looking like, am I doing the right thing? Am I doing what you wanted me to do? I mean, it's hilarious.
Yeah. Because these are obviously people from our neighborhood. They said, I totally got you. I'm starting this brand all my own. And this brand is like totally me. And I'm creating these, the streetwear. And that's what I do. And I love it because it's awesome. And it's great. I can't remember what the website's goal too. The website that she did is phenomenal as well. I can't even like, I don't have words for it because it was so bad. But again, that's pretty much it. You got anything else this week?
No, that's about it.
That was a fun show. Completely fun.
I got a video I came across this week that I'm going to recommend for next week.
Oh, good.
You won't do it because I don't think you want to get that edgy, but I'm going to recommend it.
We're going to go edgy. You made me go edgy before. It didn't get us into too much trouble. There's only 1 or 2 takedown notices.
Yeah, all pending lawsuits have been resolved.
There weren't even any lawsuits. They just got pulled off our shit. And it's funny because we haven't done that sort of edgy stuff for quite some time. So the fact that we're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, there's so many different...
We might be one of the only ones left on Spotify before too much longer. Oh,
right. Like Joe Rogan's entertaining. He's a good comedian. That man throws the most vicious spinning back kick you'll ever see in your life. It'll break your bones. It is. I wish I could do it that well. And he's a comedian, and he understands comedy, which is nice as well. So
he does.
But I have so many people at work that keep hitting me up and talking to me about what happened in that controversy. All I want to say, and you can take it after me, is all I want to say about that controversy is that I get it. Everybody has a point of view. Fact check the people that you're listening to, as we always tell you on the show. Do your due diligence. Do the fact check. Some of the things these doctors said weren't entirely true from their community, but more importantly, their community, not ours, not somebody else's, their own personal community of colleagues have protested in what they've said. So that's going to make you wonder if it's something good, bad, or indifferent. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, I don't know. What do you think?
It's just, it's just more BS of our time right now. One person gets offended, they got enough followers, and then next thing you know, they're screaming to cancel somebody. So,
well, honestly, Neil Young leaving Spotify did not make anybody cry.
Who?
In fact, most people didn't even know that Neil Young was on Spotify. He's just turned. Him and Joni Mitchell have turned into cranky old people. Like the 60s are way, way, way gone, dude. Like that freedom type shit isn't needed anymore, or didn't survive. Your idea. So whatever. All right, that's it for this week, man. Tents down, show's over.
So you can find more of this garbage at bgfgonline.com. You can also send us an email with your questions or suggestions at bgfgshow@gmail.com. Find our podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Overcast Podcast, Castro, Castbox, Podchaser, and YouTube. Thank you for listening.